In this example, we're going to look at drawing lines that are parallel to the axis. So in the previous videos we looked at drawing different lines given their equation. In these examples here, the equations look a little different because they only have one missing value, so they only have an x or a y, okay? So they haven't given us them in the normal form, which was sort of x plus 2y minus 3 equals 0. Okay, so that's what we're familiar with looking at. But in this video we're going to look at equations in this form. So x equals 2, y equals 1 and x equals minus 3. So if ever you see an equation in this form where you have a letter equal to a number, that just tells us that these lines are parallel to the axis. Okay, so take this for example, x equals minus 2. This equation means that no matter what point on the line, the x coordinate will always be 2, okay? So the point there is 2, 0, another point could be 2, 1, another point could be 2, 2, another point could be 2, minus 3, okay? And so as you can see here, if we join all these points up, this line is actually parallel to the y-axis. Okay, because x will always be 2. So for any of the points on this line, the x part of that coordinate will be 2. So x is always equal to 2 on this line. Okay, so the coordinates of this point is 2, 2. The coordinates of this point is 2, 1. And the coordinates of this one is 2, 0. And this one down here is actually 2, minus 3. So note how all of these points have the x part as x equals 2. Okay, we're going to look at y equals 1. So similarly to the first example, x equals 2. In this example, y equals 1. It means that y will always be 1. Okay, so no matter where you are on the line, y will always be 1. Okay, so we're going to plot a few points here. But notice how all of the coordinates, and my points are a little bit off, but you'll get the idea. All of my coordinates here, the coordinates are, the y part of the coordinate is in fact 1. Okay. So as you can see here, all the coordinates here, the y part is always equal to 1. So if you ever have an equation in the form y equals a number, it means that that line is in fact parallel to the x-axis. And finally, if we look at this question here, x equals minus 3, and as you could probably have guessed, this line is going to be drawn parallel to the x-axis. Sorry, it's going to be here. It's going to be drawn parallel to the y-axis. And x is always going to be 3. So if we pick any point in this line, the x part is always going to be 3. Like so. So that is our answer. So if you ever have sort of special equations like this, those lines are parallel to the axis.